2025 is packed with games that are simply worth playing. There are fresh releases already grabbing attention, and older titles that still shine today. These are memorable stories, worlds full of personality, and gameplay that proves why these games deserve a spot on your list. This selection will take you through different styles and surprises you might not have played yet. By the end, choosing where to start will be the hardest part. Before we dive in, tell me in the comments what was the last game you finished in 2025. I want to know what you've been playing. If you can, please subscribe to the channel to help me grow. It may seem small, but it makes a huge difference. No more delays, let's get started. Doom: The Dark Ages brings the franchise's brutality to a dark medieval setting, where fortresses and battlefields replace futuristic bases. The story unfolds in a world engulfed in war, with demons ruling burning castles and villages. Each mission feels like a chapter of a bloody legend, where the only way out is total destruction. It's a journey turning the war against hell into an epic of steel and fire. The gameplay keeps that frantic pace, but adds medieval twists. Heavy swords, shields, and arcane weapons join your arsenal, making combat more varied. Mixing melee strikes with explosive shots turns every fight intense. Colossal bosses demand precision and quick reflexes to survive. It's the essence of Doom, but with a brutal new flavor. The environments impress with ruined castles, destroyed villages, and dungeons crawling with enemies. Each area feels made for cinematic battles, packed with vantage points and secret paths. Grotesque, massive creatures roam the maps, turning encounters into true spectacles of violence. Exploring every corner rewards you and always hides surprises. What makes this game memorable is the constant feeling of power and challenge. With every arena conquered, new weapons and skills shift how you play. Even after long sessions, the adrenaline stays high, and each battle feels like an epic win. Doom: The Dark Ages delivers intense action from start to finish and shows the franchise can still surprise in 2025. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 presents a surreal world where art and destruction blend into moving paintings. The story follows a journey marked by mysteries and omens as you cross unstable lands searching for answers. Each area reveals dramatic settings and strange creatures that seem straight out of a haunting dream. It's an adventure mixing contemplation with tension, where every step could hide something unexpected. Gameplay blends exploration with strategic turn-based combat, demanding focus to exploit enemy weaknesses. The battle system rewards precision and timing, making each fight intense. The game encourages planning, alternating between direct attacks and special abilities. Progression comes through constant evolution, turning dangerous encounters into memorable victories. All of this reinforces the feeling of a grand journey. The visuals are a spectacle on their own, with colors and shapes that feel alive. Moss-covered ruins, bridges suspended over voids, and forests twisting in the wind create a unique atmosphere. This artistic setting makes each region look like a living painting, both beautiful and threatening. Exploring every nook is rewarding, whether finding items or visual secrets that deepen immersion. What makes this adventure special is the constant sense of discovery. Between challenging fights and hypnotic landscapes, the urge to move forward never fades. Each new chapter opens a window to an even stranger and more fascinating world. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is the kind of game that hooks you through curiosity and visual impact, making every minute played worth it. Split Fiction arrives with a bold concept mixing fragmented narrative with choices that truly change the story's course. The plot features multiple timelines crossing in unexpected ways, creating a constant puzzle feel. Every decision opens different paths, and small actions can lead to huge consequences later. It's a story that keeps you alert, trying to connect all the pieces. Gameplay centers on exploration and dialogue, with action segments appearing at key moments. Solving puzzles and interpreting clues scattered through the environment is essential to progress. The game builds tension by putting you in front of tough, often irreversible choices. This balance between story and interaction makes each playthrough unique, encouraging replays to discover new endings. The settings are varied and full of character, from futuristic labs to deserted streets and decaying urban areas. Visual details tell silent stories, strengthening the mystery's mood. Small elements in the scene may be clues or foreshadowing bigger events. This attention to detail makes every moment feel part of an interactive film, always with something new to notice. What makes Split Fiction shine is the feeling of control over the story's fate. Your choices shape the world around you, and curiosity to see their effects keeps you hooked till the end. It's a game that provokes thought and captivates through its gripping narrative, proving intensity doesn't need constant action. Each session leaves you wanting to know what might have happened if things went differently. Citizen Sleeper 2 takes you back to deep space, where freedom is an illusion and every choice can mean survival or oblivion. The story follows a fugitive who escaped a corporation but still carries debts and threats from all sides. In rusty space stations full of secrets, fragile alliances and betrayals lurk around every corner. Every character you meet seems to have a dark past or shady motives. This sense of distrust keeps everything unpredictable. Gameplay mixes resource management with narrative choices shaping your path. You must balance time, energy, and risks, deciding which jobs to take and which dangers to face. Urgent missions appear when least expected, forcing quick decisions. The dice system creates tense moments, turning every roll into a chance to escape or fall deeper. It's a game where survival is never guaranteed. The space stations almost feel like characters themselves, packed with dark corridors, black markets, and makeshift workshops. Every corner reveals silent stories of those who gave up or vanished there. Finding safe routes or secret shortcuts completely changes how you see the environment. There's always something hidden, waiting for those brave enough to explore. Playing Citizen Sleeper 2 is feeling the weight of every choice while staring out into cold, indifferent space. The drive to find out what's next pushes you into another day, another risky deal, another attempt to break free from corporate control. Every minute feels like walking a tightrope, and that's what makes it impossible to put down. Blueprint starts with a mysterious mansion that seems normal at first, but soon reveals its secret nothing inside is fixed. The story follows your attempt to explore the place and understand its rules, as corridors shift and doors appear where there were only walls before. Every new room opens up the chance to find something that shouldn't exist, as if the house itself is alive and reacting to your presence. Gameplay focuses on exploration and puzzle solving, but nothing works traditionally. Each room is a surprise, demanding sharp attention and quick thinking to not miss opportunities. Mysterious objects and visual clues help you progress, but often raise more questions than answers. The game creates a constant feeling of discovery, like you're breaking into a forbidden secret. The mansion impresses with its contrast between elegance and strangeness. A luxurious hall might lead to a dark, distorted corridor, and an ordinary door could hide a hanging garden or an endless library. This unpredictability makes every step memorable. It's impossible not to feel curious about what's behind the next door. Exploring blueprints is diving into a spiral of mystery that grips you from start to finish. With each new room, the sense that you're uncovering something bigger grows, even if you don't fully understand what's happening. It's the kind of game that makes you lose track of time just to see how far this mansion will take you. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 begins in a time of war and tension, where neighboring kingdoms fight for power and every village bears scars from recent battles. The plot places you in the middle of this chaos, trying to survive and grow in a harsh world. Betrayals, political intrigue, and bloody conflicts are everyday realities, and every decision can change how people trust you. There's no safe path, every choice has visible consequences. Combat demands precision. Swords, spears, and bows respond realistically, requiring you to respect weapon weight and time your attacks carefully. Battles aren't just brute force, they require patience, study, and preparation. Side quests enrich the story, revealing characters with their own goals and moral dilemmas that influence the main campaign's direction. The game rewards those who explore, observe, and learn from the world. The medieval setting impresses with authenticity. Dense forests hide hunters and bandits, rivers carve through green valleys, and castles rise on the horizon inviting exploration. You get the feeling of walking through a living Europe, with villagers following routines and cities reacting to the ongoing war. Every journey brings the expectation of new dangers or rewards. As hours pass, the immersion only deepens. Between tense duels, secrets uncovered in ruins, and choices weighing heavily on the story, it's easy to lose track of time. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 creates that urge to keep playing just to see where your decisions will lead in such an unpredictable and brutal world. Assassin's Creed Shadows opens in a feudal Japan torn by clan conflicts and hidden enemies lurking everywhere. From the start, the game presents burning villages, imposing fortresses, and quiet fields ready for new battles. The narrative weaves politics, honor, and revenge through missions connecting historical events to espionage and betrayal plots. It's a story filled with constant tension, where peace feels impossible. Gameplay mixes stealth action with direct confrontations. Climbing rooftops, sneaking through castle gardens, and silently taking out targets are as vital as facing enemies in precise fights. The system allows multiple approaches, making each mission feel unique. One wrong step can trigger alarms and chases, and the choice between shadow and steel shifts the adventure's pace. The environments are a spectacle on their own. Rice fields reflect sunsets, bamboo forests sway in the wind, and walled cities hide alleys full of opportunity. Lanterns light bridges and narrow streets at night, creating perfect moments to move unseen. Exploring the map uncovers side stories and secrets that reward curiosity. With each objective completed, the feeling of living a legend grows. Between daring raids, swift escapes, and hunting important targets, the pace never slows down. Assassin's Creed Shadows delivers that kind of adventure that makes you plan just one more mission and suddenly hours have flown by. Death Stranding 2 takes place in a broken world where the line between the living and the dead blurs more every day. The silence of desolate landscapes contrasts with the tension of knowing something can emerge from nowhere at any moment. The news story brings mysterious threats that could change humanity's fate, placing you before tough decisions and memorable encounters. Every step reinforces the feeling of isolation on a journey mixing danger and mystery. Gameplay remains challenging and strategic. Every delivery requires planning, balance, and attention to terrain that can be as dangerous as creatures from the other side. New gear and vehicles help explore more treacherous regions, while unexpected events turn simple trips into epic adventures. Nothing is automatic. Every goal achieved demands real effort. The world is vast and hostile, yet fascinating in every detail. Snowy mountains, deserts, and shattered valleys form a backdrop that seems to tell silent stories. Remnants of civilizations, signs of other travelers, and makeshift structures create the sense of a living world reacting to your passage. Exploration is rewarding, always bringing new risks and discoveries. And the more you play, the harder it is to stop. Every mission carries tension and reward, every enemy encounter sparks adrenaline, and every revealed piece of the story increases your drive to continue. Death Stranding 2 offers an adventure mixing solitude, danger, and curiosity, making every hour played feel meaningful. It's the kind of game you start saying just one more delivery, and before you know it, it's past midnight and you don't want to put the controller down. Lies of P is a Souls-like that places you in a dark city, taken over by puppets turned against their creators. The story follows your search for truth amid dark alleys, abandoned mansions, and smoke-filled factories. At every step, the game shows that nothing there is trustworthy, turning every corner into a mix of suspense and danger. The grim fairy tale atmosphere grips you from start to finish. In combat, every strike matters. Inspired by Souls-like mechanics, the game demands attention to enemy patterns, dodge mastery, and patience to strike at the right moment. Your weapons can be customized to create different combos, making each fight unique. The feeling of victory after a tough battle is rewarding and makes you want to face the next challenge. The settings impress with character. Lanterns light deserted streets, doors creak in forgotten mansions, and factories exhale smoke in the darkness. Small details tell stories about the city's decay and the tragic fate of its inhabitants. Exploring is risky but impossible to resist because every corner might hide something valuable or deadly. Even though it's a bit older, Lies of P still makes every minute invested worthwhile. It delivers tension, challenge, and that sense of achievement few games manage. Every defeated enemy feels like a triumph. Every secret found fuels curiosity, and every new area explored makes the world feel more alive. It's the kind of game that makes you proud with every step forward and proves some adventures remain unmissable, even as time passes. Black Myth Wukong dives deep into Chinese mythology to craft an epic journey full of mysteries and unforgettable battles. The story follows a warrior inspired by the Monkey King legend, facing gods, monsters, and seemingly impossible challenges. Each region holds secrets, with enemies ranging from mythological creatures to ruthless fighters. The game blends fantasy and Eastern culture in a way that hooks you from start to finish. Combat is the heart of the gameplay. Agile and precise, it lets you chain combos, dodge brutal attacks, and use special abilities that can completely turn battles around. Giant bosses demand pattern reading and courage to strike at the right moment. The game rewards focus and strategy, delivering intense fights that test both reflexes and patience. The environments are breathtaking, shifting between sacred mountains, bamboo forests, and palaces that look like scenes from ancient paintings. Each area hides unique enemies and details that reinforce the feeling of living a legend. The atmosphere mixes beauty and constant danger, making every new zone spark excitement and tension. Once the adventure kicks in, it's impossible to put down. Every boss defeated brings a sense of achievement, and curiosity about the next challenge only grows. Black Myth Wukong delivers cinematic battles, a fascinating world, and adrenaline-pumping moments that make you lose track of time. It's the kind of game where you promise yourself just one more fight, but hours later you're still chasing the next enemy, feeling part of a legendary story. Astro Bot offers a cheerful and creative adventure where each level feels like a surprise waiting to be discovered. The story is simple but full of charm, Guide the little robot through colorful worlds filled with challenges, rescuing friends scattered in unlikely places. The game delivers fun and energy from the very first minutes, inviting you to explore every corner. Gameplay mixes platforming with unique interactions, precise jumps, funny enemies, and levels that constantly change pace keep everything interesting. Controls are smooth, and each robot ability unlocks new ways to play with the environment. It's the kind of game that turns every challenge into a discovery. The worlds are varied and full of personality. From sunny beaches to trap-filled caves, each stage has its own identity and hidden surprises. Collectibles and secrets fuel the urge to revisit levels and find everything, making exploration fun and rewarding. Astro Bot achieves something rare, pure fun from start to finish. Without epic battles or intense drama, it creates memorable moments every level. It's a game that makes you laugh, sparks curiosity, and makes you want to show everyone what you just found out. And when a level ends, you just want to jump right into the next, because every minute is pure entertainment worth experiencing. Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree expands one of the most mysterious and dangerous worlds ever created. The story delves into ancient secrets, revealing previously unreachable regions filled with new enemies. The plot promises to explore the consequences of forgotten events, connecting mysteries fans have long wanted to understand. Every step toward the unknown carries the feeling that something grand is about to happen. Gameplay keeps the challenging style that made the series famous, but adds enemies and bosses demanding even more attention and strategy. Every battle can be deadly, and new attacks and spells open creative ways to overcome obstacles. The map, larger and denser than ever, invites careful exploration, where every corner may hide treasures or lethal threats. The environments are a spectacle on their own. Rain-soaked forests, towering ruins, and gloomy plains create landscapes like living paintings. Every location holds details, telling silent stories about the world's past, reinforcing the feeling that nothing is random. Exploring becomes a mix of fascination and constant tension. Once the game grabs you, there's no letting go. Every boss defeated boosts the feeling of triumph, and curiosity about the next area only grows. Shadow of the Erdtree is more than an expansion, it's an invitation to feel that unique mix of fear and excitement only this universe delivers. Hours fly by unnoticed because every victory feels personal, and every new secret discovered makes you want to keep exploring. Metaphor ReFantazio presents a fantasy world torn by war and intrigue that shapes everyone's fate. The story follows a journey marked by unlikely alliances and dark threats as you traverse majestic cities and conflict-ridden fields. Every encounter reveals pieces of a secret-filled plot where trust and betrayal walk hand in hand. Gameplay blends exploration, strategic battles, and RPG elements that give freedom to create your own playstyle. Fights require planning, combining physical attacks, magic, and special skills to face powerful foes. Between battles, decisions impact the world and shape how allies and rivals see you. The visuals impress with vibrant cities, floating castles, and lively forests. Details in the scenery reinforce the sense that the world breathes, reacting to the conflicts taking over each region. Exploring every corner becomes addictive because there's always something unexpected waiting to be found. What conquers you most in Metaphor ReFantazio is the desire to keep uncovering its story. Every new ally found, enemy defeated, and choice made weighs on the journey's progress, making advancement deeply engaging. It's the kind of RPG that makes you lose hours planning your next battle and exploring areas just to see what comes next. Even when you think about stopping, that just one more mission feeling hooks you late into the night. Stellar Blade throws you into a future where humanity fights to survive among ruins and alien creatures. The story follows a desperate war to reclaim Earth, exploring destroyed cities and buried secrets from the past. Every mission reveals new layers of this conflict, mixing hope and tragedy in intense doses. A sense of urgency permeates every step, as if the world's fate depends on your actions. Gameplay is intense, focused on fast, precise combat. Timely dodges, counterattacks, and devastating combos set the battle pace, while special skills turn fights into spectacles. The game challenges your focus and rewards quick reflexes, making every enemy defeated a small victory. The settings range from ruined metropolises to nature-reclaimed areas, all packed with details telling silent stories. Every environment holds surprises and dangers, encouraging exploration with rewards that make a difference in combat. The dark futuristic aesthetic creates an immersive, tension-filled atmosphere. What hooks you in? Stellar Blade is the mix of challenge and curiosity. You push forward wanting to discover the next secret, face the next enemy, and unlock the next game-changing skill. The sense of progress is addictive, and every completed mission leaves you wanting just a little more. It's the kind of game that turns hours into minutes and makes you catch yourself thinking about it even away from the console, planning your next move in the war for humanity's survival. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle brings back the spirit of classic adventures with ancient ruins, legendary artifacts, and mysteries that defy time. The story takes you across different parts of the world in a race against enemies determined to harness the power of forgotten relics. Every location seems to hold a secret that could change the course of the journey. Gameplay mixes exploration, action, and puzzle solving. Climbing dangerous structures, navigating trap-filled temples, and engaging in fast-paced shootouts make each level vary in rhythm and challenge. Well-integrated puzzles reinforce the feeling of being on a true archaeological expedition. The environments are a spectacle on their own, ranging from deserts and dense forests to millennia-old ruins. Every detail enhances that classic adventure vibe with landscapes straight out of a movie. Interacting with the surroundings makes each discovery and danger feel even more real. The game captivates by turning every mission into its own story. A risky jump that pays off, a trap that nearly catches you, an artifact finally found, all create moments that stick in your memory. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle captures the magic of adventures you don't want to put down, where there's always one more mystery to solve and another secret waiting to be revealed. It's the kind of game that makes you feel part of an epic in constant motion, always leaving you wanting more. Silent Hill 2 returns with a suffocating atmosphere that turns every step into pure tension. The story follows a quest for answers in a fog-covered town, where every corner might reveal something disturbing. Empty streets and abandoned places hide secrets that test both courage and sanity. The plot delves deep into themes of loss, guilt, and fear, crafting a narrative that stays with you long after you put the controller down. Gameplay blends exploration with intense psychological horror moments. Solving puzzles, finding safe paths, and managing scarce resources make every decision weighty. Horrifying enemies appear at the most unexpected times, and choosing to fight or flee keeps the suspense alive. Visuals and sound design work together to create an eerie immersion. Dark corridors, creaking doors, and distant, unidentifiable noises heighten paranoia. Every environment seems to carry a tragic story etched into its walls, reinforcing the feeling of isolation and danger. What makes Silent Hill 2 unforgettable is how it grips you emotionally. Every plot advancement brings both relief and discomfort, and every revelation adds weight to the journey. It's the kind of game that messes with your mind, mixing fear and curiosity that keeps you going despite the racing heart. In the end, you realize it wasn't just a visit to a cursed town, but a dark journey through the deepest corners of the human mind. Space Marine 2 throws you into the heart of a brutal war against relentless hordes in a dark, merciless universe. The story follows the defense of a strategic planet, where battle never stops and every victory feels temporary. Surrounded by enemy armies and giant war machines, the sense of urgency is constant. The plot is straightforward and intense, reinforcing the idea of a war zone with no room for rest. Gameplay is pure action, blending powerful melee combat with frantic gunfights. Switching between slicing enemies up close and blasting ranks from afar makes fights exciting and dynamic. Iconic universe weapons and special abilities expand the feeling of power, while waves of enemies test your reflexes and endurance. The settings are dominated by industrial ruins, military bases, and devastated battlefields. Each environment reinforces the conflict's brutality, with destruction everywhere and an epic scale of war. Moving through the map always feels like being in hostile territory surrounded by danger. Space Marine hooks you by turning every fight into pure adrenaline. There's no pause between action and the tension of surviving the next enemy wave. Every victory comes with scars, and the feeling of being part of something bigger drives you forward. It's the kind of game that makes you lose track of time, hunting the next battle with the same war hunger that fuels the dark universe it presents. Hellblade II plunges you into an intense journey, blending suffering, courage, and personal discovery in a brutal world. The story follows a trek through dark and dangerous lands, where supernatural forces and the mind itself become enemies. Every step reveals fragmented memories, mysterious symbols, and dangers that feel alive, deepening the adventure's emotional weight. The game builds a plot beyond physical combat, exploring inner dilemmas and psychological struggles. Gameplay features strategic, intense combat where every strike must be calculated. Dodges and counters demand constant focus, while enemy variety makes each fight unpredictable. Exploration moments pause the tension, but even then, an aura of danger and curiosity lingers. The environments impress with immersion, foggy forests, rocky coasts, and ancient ruins that seem alive. Each area tells its own story, Full of details inviting careful observation, a sense of isolation and mystery dominates the journey, making the game world almost a character itself. Hellblade II captivates by combining action and emotion uniquely. Every one fight feels like a victory over inner demons, and every discovery raises new questions about what's real or imagined. Constant progression fuels the desire to keep going, even when the atmosphere feels heavy. It's the kind of game that fully absorbs you, turning every minute into an intense journey that stays with you long after turning off the console. Devil May Cry 5 delivers relentless action and a story mixing demons, epic battles, and unmistakable style. The plot follows a desperate fight to stop a supernatural threat, taking you through destroyed cities and infernal realms. Every scene carries tension and spectacle, alternating between dramatic moments and adrenaline explosions. Gameplay focuses on fluidity and freedom in combat. Long combos, varied weapons, and special abilities let you craft cinematic fights while facing hordes of enemies. The scoring system encourages boldness, making every battle a mix of challenge and visual showmanship. The environments brim with personality, from chaos-filled streets to twisted cathedrals mid-demonic transformation. The variety keeps the pace intense, while progression reveals ever greater threats. Every step reinforces the feeling of being in a universe constantly collapsing. What makes Devil May Cry 5 so addictive is the sense of absolute power amid chaos. Every well-executed hit, perfect combo, and giant enemy defeated fuels the urge to keep playing. The game turns battles into memorable moments and keeps the pace fast until the very end. It's one you finish and immediately want to jump back into, trying to outdo yourself in style and skill. Hades 2 continues the legacy of the first game with a story diving even deeper into the dark mythology of the underworld. The plot follows a new journey marked by supernatural challenges and conflicts among gods and legendary creatures. Every step reveals ancient secrets and unlikely alliances, while fate always seems on the brink of chaos. The narrative blends action and story seamlessly, making every escape attempt weigh heavy in the tale. Gameplay is fast-paced and addictive, with combat full of strategic possibilities. Varied weapons and God-given powers let you create unique fighting styles, adapting to each threat. The roguelike system makes every run different, turning defeats into learning and victories into pure satisfaction. The environments impress with variety, from hellish caves to twisted celestial realms. Each region brings new enemies, challenges, and rewards, encouraging exploration and keeping tension high. The constant feeling of growth makes every return to the underworld as exciting as the first time. What makes Hades 2 irresistible is its addictive cycle of action and discovery. Every death opens doors to new conversations, powers, or paths. Keeping curiosity alive, the game perfectly blends challenge, story, and progression, making it hard to put down. It's one of those games that turns hours into minutes and creates intense memories with every win. Before you know it, you're trying just one more run, fully hooked by the world and battles of the underworld. So which of these games are you playing first? Comment below and also share which ones you've finished and recommend to the crew. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming lists. Hit the bell because plenty of great games are coming your way. And if you want more recommendations, click the video popping up on your screen now. I picked another amazing selection for you to check out, and see you in the next one.